Okay, I've just done a few shots of my bike, which I thought I'd insert in this video, and now we're going to take a short trip from here, which is near Erwood in Powys, to Builth Wells along the lanes. I thought I'd chat about the classic 350 and why it's a good bike for me as an older person. Welcome to OldPowysRider's channel, and I say OldPowysRider, I may as well come clean and say I'm 77 next birthday, so that's how old I am. And I thought I'd chat about why this particular bike, the Royal Enfield Classic 350, is an ideal bike for me for what I want to do, and it's got to say at my age. So firstly, I like the look of it. The bike I had before this one was a Triumph Bonneville America, which was a superb bike, but going forward I thought I needed something a bit lighter, and this should take me for the next few years. It does everything I want it to do. I've had it 9 months now, and I'm closing up on 3,500 miles. So I feel I've got enough miles under my belt to have an opinion for myself. I mean, I stress everything I say appertains to me. I'm sure a lot of people would disagree with a few things I'm going to say, but it's my view, and it's what I believe. So I'm taking it up these narrow lanes now, which I could have brought the America up here, and it would have been fine, absolutely no trouble. The only difference is, as a lot of us with short legs know, when you've got to stop, especially if the road is uneven, it's good to be able to get your feet down. Well, I've put a low seat on this 350, and with that I can actually flat foot. My inside leg is about 29 inches, so I'm not sure about the seat height. I don't go that much on specs of bikes. I either like them or I don't. My first bike, by the way, I had in 1966. That was a BSA Bantam ex-GPO. I'm sure a lot of us older folks started off on one of those. But anyway, getting back to the Enfield, I know a lot of people say they're not very, I don't know if the camera picked that up, but there was a buzzard sitting on the fence there. A lot of people say they're a bit too slow, and yeah, they're slow, but they're fast enough if you do the type of riding I do, which is basically sightseeing on a bike. And look at this now. I'm trying to look around so you can see the view. This is above the A470, heading between Erwood and Builth Wells. We're in stunning scenery, and it's quiet, so I feel very comfortable on this 350 doing these sort of roads, and equally later on I'll be on A roads, and I feel quite comfortable there. The eagle-eyed of you will notice that I've done a few things to this bike to make it my own, as they say, and I've done about everything I want to do, really. I've chopped and changed and put this and that on, which I'm not going to go into because everyone will want to do different things. Just had a fly inside my visor. And I've got this bike now the way I like it, and that includes I've got the uprated Kent cam in it, which I've been listening to some YouTube videos recently, and I know there are, it must be about 50-50 of people who think it's a good idea to have the cam, and people who think buy a bigger bike if you wanted to go faster, which I can understand that, but I didn't want to buy a bigger bike. I wanted this bike, and I wanted it to go a little bit quicker when I wanted it to go a little bit quicker. Normally riding it with the Kent cam, it's just the same as without the Kent cam. At the moment I'm doing 30 mile an hour and cruising along a lovely lane. Now, I'm not getting any advantage from the Kent cam at the moment, but if I get onto an A road and I'm following a motorist who for whatever reason wants to do about 45 and I want to get by, I just feel a little bit more comfortable now that I've got that little bit extra to do that sort of thing. Apart from that, I agree, it's a nice plodding bike, and I'm plodding at the moment. I've waited for this day. This is Sunday, I think it's the 13th of July, the first decent day we've had, well, this week for sure, and I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't the last one. But it's lovely to be out today in a summer jacket and not be cold. Bit of a bumpy road, this one. Coming to the junction. Builth Wells, 3 miles. Now this road, for people who are in this way, is the road between Brecon and Builth, going through the village of Upper Chapel and across a bit of the army range. We're nearer Builth now because we've come from Erwood, but this road can be taken all the way across from Brecon to Builth. You have to go up past Brecon, the cathedral, and carry on that way. But as I say, it's only a short ride this morning. Brecon to Builth, that's not where we've been. From Erwood to Builth. I'm just trying to think if I could say anything else about this bike. I mean, people say that it's a good it's an A2 bike and it's a good starter bike. Well, of course it is, but I think it would appeal more to people who are a little older, who remember that this shape bike was basically like every bike 50-60 years ago. And so not only is it good for a step up from when you're learning, it's also a good bike for a step down when you're getting a bit older and you feel that you need something a bit lighter. It's not that much lighter than the Triumph America, but it feels it. It's a bit more nimble, and it's as I say, with my low seat and being able to put my feet on the ground, it does actually feel very, very comfortable for me. I've got a little bit of music playing in the headset, which I'm sure a lot of people disagree with, but again, I've got it at a volume that if I'm going over 50 I can't hear it anyway. But at these sort of speeds, at the moment, it's a bit of Elvis. The microphone doesn't tend to pick it up, so it just keeps me company on these little jaunts. Look at that for a view. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. I ride all year, so maybe one day I'll do this in the winter and see just how stunning it is then. With rain and cloud. Llandewyr Cwm. Lovely little church. Builth Wells is a market town, fairly central in Wales, and a lot of people who tour Wales will have gone through it. But of course it's famous for the Royal Welsh Show, which takes part every year in the showground here in Builth, and that starts in about a week's time, where thousands upon thousands of mainly agricultural farmers and agricultural machinery dealers, etc., and youngsters who are just looking for a good time will descend on Builth. I imagine it's marvellous for the economy, but that's next week. We'll see a little bit of show alteration going on when we arrive now. They put up a lot of outside marquees for the partying. Here we are, Builth Wells, coming in from a direction that many people won't have come in from the Brecon Road. And we're in a 20-mile-an-hour zone, which is very difficult to stick to and remember, but I do my best. Right, Builth is a one-way town, and so we're having to go left. We'll go around and come out the other side. Near the River Wye. And then I'll end this video there and pop off somewhere for a bit of lunch, and I'm going to my little yellow van. Well, it's not my little yellow van, but it's my preferred place for lunch. And then after I've had a bite to eat, I'll decide where I'm going to go from there. But for now, I'm going to end this video, and thank you all for listening and watching. And if anybody is inclined to subscribe, I'd very much appreciate that, because even though I've got 3 subscribers as of now, they're all family. So it'd be nice to get a subscriber who's looking at it because they enjoy what I'm doing. If anybody wants to comment, I'd be happy with that too, and especially if they want me to take any rides around mid Wales that they would like to see. But on my left now is the main car park, which does charge motorcycles. They've got motorcycle bays, but they still charge you the same as a car. And I've been reliably informed by the traffic warden that they will book you. Right, I'm going to take you over. Well, I'll take you as far as the Royal Welsh Showground, and then I'll cut it off. There we are, we're going over the River Wye on the newly tarmac bridge. Oh, there's an interesting trike. Some people enjoying their lunch there. Dozen or so bikes. Oh, and over there it's a good day and it's brought the bikes out. Okay, we're going to go right at this roundabout, but in front of me is the Royal Wells Showground, which will be hosting the Royal Wells Show next week. There we go. On that note, I'll say goodbye and catch up with you next time. Bye for now.